Greetings, beautiful viewers. This is Smitten, and welcome to the next episode of League Bravehearts. We're doing this live on stream, and we are spectating Mustard. His name's Master D118, but we call him Mustard in chat. It's his pet name. I'm gonna go ahead and record the picks and bans section because the last game we didn't get to see who they banned, and a whole bunch of OP gods made it through. So far, we have Bologna Kepri, 2 good bans, and then Circuit Ao Kwang. But that means that who is wide open right now? Athena. Athena is insanely strong, and if she isn't banned, then you're gonna do yourself a favor by picking her. Oh, but you're gonna first pick Vulcan, because this is Bronze League. You know, I need my pick. I'm top, and I have to make sure that I get it. You know, Vulcan, he's pretty big right now, right? Like, mid lane. Vulcan is like so OP that you gotta first pick him, and I'm so surprised that Athena is still not picked. Like, Athena's still on the board. Loki's been really strong. Sun Wukong has also been pretty, he's like the flavor of the week right now, so he's still on the board. People remembered how annoying Sun Wukong was, and that's why I think that he's back in, but he's not gonna stay very long. He never does. He usually sticks around for like maybe like 2 to 3 weeks, sometimes 4, but unlike Bakasura, he was the flavor of like 3 months, and I'm glad that he's no longer a thing. Okay, Guan Yu. Guan Yu pick. Not too bad. Guan Yu's been kind of buffed up a little bit lately in the last patch. They also did some tweaking to, I almost said twerking. They twerked the Bluestone pendant, and now it does like 30 additional damage, like, on top of your abilities. So Guan Yu, with his Talu's Assault, is shredding protections and then also ticking you for extra damage, and it's kind of annoying, and it's kind of annoying to deal with. Bluestone, it applies to minions now too, which is fantastic. Because on the PTS when I tested it, it didn't. I was just like, what is the point? Oh wait, no, that was XT. Xingqian, the new god. Sylvanas. He's been kind of replaced a little bit. I don't see him as frequently anymore in ranked. Typically you're seeing a lot of Gebs. You see a lot of Gebs, and for some reason... Yo, Bees! Thank you so much for the 5 months of sub, baby! Sorry, we're recording this live, so I gotta give my shout-outs to all my nerd babies. Paulo Ban. I mean, yeah, they haven't picked their ADC yet, but there's still, like, oh, look, there's the Sun Wukong ban. Interesting. Typically, he gets first picked. Chang'e. Mustard opts into Chang'e, because it's most likely going to be a Guan Yu solo. Most likely. But, he could also be support. He could probably even go mid or jungle, because Bronze League, it surprises me every game that I've watched in Bronze League has, like, surprised me in some way. What else do we have here? So we've got a bunch of good bans over here on blue team. Red team's like, you know what? Anything in the jungle or that pew-pew's too fast, we are not having it. Cupid. I love Cupid. And if they don't go my heavy hammer start, or if they don't do my heavy hammer build, I'm not... Athena gets picked 9th. Oh my lord. 9th picked. Alright. We even went through all of the ban phases. Both sides. Like, 4 people got banned. I'm sorry, 6 people got banned. And she's still 9th picked. Oh, God, I love Bronze League. It's beautiful. Cupid Athena. Cupid's wave clear, not so good. Needs a little bit of help with that. Athena's shield does the damage, so they should have the pressure in that lane, although it is Sylvanas Neath. They're actually pretty evenly matched. As far as wave clear goes, Neath and Sylvanas got it by a long shot. And for our jungler over here, we have Thor. Okay. Taking a look at our team comps. We have heals galore on red team. Weakening Curse has been nerfed as of late. As a matter of fact, it was the last patch that we saw Weakening Curse get nerfed, and So, like, healers are having their field day right now in the Smite meta. I've seen a lot of Hells. As a matter of fact, I played a ranked game earlier today against Maddie Pocket with a solo Hell, and she wrecked so hard that we won the game. Like, early game, it looked like Maddie was going to win, but Neith and Rama kind of got really far ahead and started making these insane plays. Like, Hell couldn't die. She absolutely couldn't die. Like, they had all sorts of stuff trying to deal with her. So, healers are getting more and more difficult to control, which tells me that we should be seeing, like, if they fixed Outpush, if they gave him either the slow back on his ultimate or let it continue to apply damage after death without the slow, I think we'd see a lot more Outpush, because Outpush up against this team, like, since they first picked Ron Neith, already Outpush in your mid-game and late-game team fights is going to be wrecking house, and especially after the Sylvanas Chang'e. But Outpush, he was like flavor of, he was like super good for like 6 days. And then everybody was like, hey, he's OP. And then they nerfed him once. They took this, they took the slow off of his ult. And, I'm sorry, no. That was whenever the first nerf. I'm mad about this. And you know why I'm mad about this? Because I have a diamond push. I was literally the best push player in a challenge any of you. 1v1 me, nerd. I was the... anyways, they wrecked my baby. The first change they made to him was they made the ult disappear whenever you died. The second change that they made to it, they removed the slow from his ultimate. And so now, it's like, you can dive him in his ult for free. And that was one of the only ways that Outpush stayed the fuck alive. Especially whenever he was getting ganked or whenever he was in team fights in the backline. Like, that's the only way that he survived. Like, Chang'e on the other team, on blue team, would have been best in this situation. Chang'e on red team, it's alright. I mean, you've got a lot of supporty types anyways. Like, you have utility mage as your mid laner going up against Vulcan, who is a burst damage mage. So you've already got utility there. Chang'e can do tons of damage. Like, she's disgusting. Like, the amount of damage that little lady can put out is out of this world. But you're still considered more of a utility mage because of your kit. So, you've got Thor for damage, you've got Neith for damage, and then you've got 3 other people that are just there to kind of make sure you stay alive. So, I see team fights really happening in the way of red team as long as people are using their heals correctly and they don't get, like, brawlers and, like, pestilence and all those anti-healing items, like, first. Like, you guys should be able to win team fights eventually. You get to stay in them longer because they don't have as much sustain. They've got Cupid's Hearts and they've got Guan Yu's heals, which can be a little
Thanks for the subscribe.
Oh my god!
Now have yourself some titty sprinkles.
Red Rain, baby. Welcome to the sub fam. You sexy motherfucker, you. Back to the game. Loading in here. Where is Mustard? There's Mustard. Hello, little Mustard. I'm really curious to see what your start is for solo Chang'e. Chang'e isn't typically, like, first choice for solo lane. Typically... Oh my god, Mr. Bubblegum! 7 months! Typically, whenever you see Chang'e picked, she's usually picked towards, like, the end of the pick phase because she's countering somebody else, like Hell, or, like, Hercules, or something like that. It's very rare that you see her picked as, like, a... Like, oh, I main this nerd all the time. Like, when I play solo, it's Chang'e. So that's pretty interesting. Bastet, Vulcan. They've got serious objective control. You've got a Ra ult and a Chang'e ult. I mean, you've got a chance for objectives with this team comp, but... Like, the Vulcan ult from afar, you've got Bastet's cats, like, you've got circle ults galore over here, especially the stun. Like, Guan Yu needs to get teleported immediately so he can start rotating into those fights, because he can, like, be, like, an absolute pain in the ass. Because you could be over here at gold, You've got like 3, you've got like your support and your mid and your ADC, and you guys have gold almost finished. All Guan Yu has to do is teleport into this tower and use his ult immediately and come in, and the stun will apply the second that he gets to where you guys are standing or positioned for Gold Fury, and he'll stun you for a bajillion years, and then he'll just Talu's Assault until he steals the Gold Fury. Like, I'm so glad that Hog got that huge nerf, because objectives are so much more important now. Being there for an objective, like literally your presence in an objective could make or break the game. Not only that, but it could mean whether or not your team actually gets the objective. So your participation right now in this meta is it's so much more fun, I think. It's so much more involved, because it used to be like, you as an ADC, you like, especially Apollo or anybody who had any sort of attack speed steroid, you would just like burst down the Gold Fury for free by yourself, and nobody could do anything about it. Or if all you had to do to steal it was come in, ult, you know, as Geb, and then Hog. It was just free. I'm really glad they changed that. It's made Smite a lot more exciting. All right, coming over here, Chunga, what is your start? Vamp Shroud into Tiny Trinket. I'm assuming since you're building Tiny Trinket, that is going to be Divine Ruin, which is pretty typical on Chunga. I've seen a lot of people stacking with Chunga lately, which has been really frustrating. Chunga's got the kit and the damage to be able to play more as a burst mage rather than utility mage, like as we were discussing earlier. Alright, I want to turn this camera to where I'm like looking from behind, but it's not going to let me do that for some reason. We're gonna have to figure out these cameras a little bit, because I want to see what Mustard sees. Okay, all right, taking a lot of poke there. Holy crap! All right, you're Chunga, and you are up against Guan Yu. Base stats alone, Guan Yu's gonna win, especially this early game, because he's got a lot more health than you, and he has a lot more protections than you do. So, and plus he's got that annoying heal. That's something that you're gonna have to deal with. You have a relatively weak heal as Chunga, so he's gonna be able to out heal his minions. So you gotta be really careful of lane pressure here. Let these minions fall into the tower. This first wave may seem really important, but it's not. As long as you maintain like the same experience as him, gold, you can find gold in other ways. You can punish him later for losing the gold early. Let all of these minions, there's 5 archers right here, and they're wrecking you for 30 damage a pop every second. You're a mage. You're level 2 Chunga, so you've got how much health? You have 615 health. You're gonna get wrecked, and plus he's got mana, he's got abilities that he can use on you if he decides to come in. Let the first wave, if you have to, let it fall to the tower. Make sure you're there for the experience. Try not to take too much poke, because solo lane is so much more complicated than the other lanes. If you take too much poke in these other lanes, it's really not that big of a deal, because you can just back, because you usually have a secondary person to watch the lane for you and protect your tower. As solo lane, you don't really have that luxury, because mid is doing their little ballet in mid with the mid laner, right? So it's up to you for most of this game to defend this tower. So you need to be present in the lane the entire time, and if you get poked out, you have to back. He does damage to your tower, and he makes you lose golden experience. Like, that's just dead golden experience. Like, if you're not there in your lane, you're not gaining any of that. So you had a wave coming up, and you didn't have to take most of that poke. He has an entire wave that's healthy coming right up. Staying under the tower is a good idea here. Just heal up. You could even back. Moving up, not such a great idea. I don't know, Bastette's over here in the lane and you don't see her, but right now all she has to do is jump in and 3 you. I'm sorry, jump in and 2 you. That's what she's gonna do. And she unfortunate. You're not at fault in this situation. The only thing you did incorrect, Mustard, right there was you took the poke from the mini wave. You allowed yourself to get poked out unnecessarily. That's the only error that you made that was your choice. Typically, you do not see a gank over here in solo lane at 2 minutes. Typically, jungle and mid are still rotating around. Like, all of these camps are up and available, so they should technically be together. 2 minutes into the game, you're not going to have vision in the jungle because you haven't backed it. You don't have wards. You don't have money for wards, especially you in this situation in solo because you're getting pushed under tower. The only thing I can give you right there is try not to take poke. Solo lane, it is vital for you to stay in your lane and, like, keep your health. Because right here, you're losing an entire wave. And Guan Yu didn't have to waste anything for that. He's still full. Alright, Chang'e teleport is awesome. Chang'e teleport, I buy teleport on all of my solo lane gods. Solo lane is not my main role. So, like, having that mobility is fantastic because as long as your team is warding and defending their towers, you have plenty of opportunities to use that. And it becomes super important in the mid game. Especially, like, as Chang'e, you don't have an insane amount of mobility. It's not like you're playing Janus and you just ult across the map and be wherever you want to be. Like, it takes a little bit of time. So, if you're going to buy teleport, it's not necessarily an awful thing here. Little bit of an awkward gank here. The timing's really uncomfortable. You have an entire wave right here that both of you are taking damage from, and you're not really getting much out of it. Guan Yu has sustain. He's tanky. He's actually built boots and bluestone. Okay, so he's going more damage. Interesting. While I'm thinking about it, I like the enchanted trinket. So I guess you are going for divine. You better be going for Divine Ruin and not anything else. Like, lifesteal items are just, they're not so amazing. Since you're solo Chang'e up against solo Guan Yu, I would have, like, and this is just me personally, I would have gone Breastplate. Breastplate gives you tons of mana. It gives you the CDR that you want, and plus the physical protections. Like, over here on the other team, you have to worry about Guan Yu, Cupid, and Bastet, and those are a lot of their bursty damage. So building breastplates allows you to be more of a presence in this lane. But since you just have lifesteal and the raw damage and the little bit of heal that you have, you're getting poked out quite easily. Personally, that's what I would have done. When I play a mage solo and up against the physical, I will typically build breastplate first. Alright. You see what Guan Yu did just right there? The gank came in, he took a little bit of damage, and immediately he just fell back to his tower. He gave you guys, he let you guys take the lane pressure and just sat under tower, waited for you to clear the wave, and then he moved forward. He didn't even necessarily have to, but the positioning right there was good. That instead of trying to deal damage back to you, he was doing other things, just sitting back here and not trying to take that damage. That's really dumb. If you're gonna go up there, if you're gonna take the initial damage from the whole wave, take all of the damage. Oh, there's some kills happening over there in left lane. Very nice. Okay. Hold on to your immunity. He's at half health, yes. He does a lot, he shreds your protections and your health with Talu's Assault, yes. But clearly he's looking for just wave pressure right here. He's at half health. He's not going to aggress on you with an entire wave up at half health. So knowing that, you should have just cleared the wave instead of trying to aggress on him. It looks like you're a little timid of his aggression because he still has his ultimate available. You want to make sure that you keep your immunity up as long as possible because look at this. You have a 20-second cooldown on Moonlit Waltz right now. Like, you can't use that for 20 seconds. And what if he decides to come and use your ult, or use his ult on you. You don't really have anything to answer for that because you used it being too timid of his damage. You have absolute control right here. You're actually winning in this particular situation, and knowing whenever you're ahead and whenever you actually have the pressure and you have the upper hand is part of the key to unlocking the rest of your ability to play well. Alright, your blue is up. This is a decision-making error. Your blue is up, and your waves just met. We talked about this in the last episode whenever we were spectating a Neath ADC. Make sure you clear your wave first before you go to get your buff. Simply because if you do not clear the wave first, they are going to clear it. Not only you're going to lose the golden experience to your tower, but then he has nothing to do. He's up next to your tower. What's to stop him from invading you? You don't have any allies next to you. He doesn't know that because he doesn't have wards, but like, you are all alone. Clear the wave first, take care of that business, and then make him choose between trying to come invade you or securing his own blue buff. See, you unnecessarily lost that, and oh my gosh, you're taking so much damage from that buff. And all this experience is lost. You're level 6, Guan Yu's level 7. Almost level 8. He's quite far ahead of you right now. I don't want B, I want this. You do have teleport too, which is good. Hello? Why was he walking right up there like, hello, Chunga, I would like to... he looked like he was going to aggress there, and he just kept walking forward. Maybe he wasn't paying attention. Let's see here. What are you buying next? Alright, teleport 3. It is 5.5 minutes into the game. Teleport 3, if you're going to buy teleport, you need to finish that as quickly as possible. Simply because you can, like, start spending money on other things, and every 60 or 90 seconds, I don't remember, what is the cooldown for teleport? 126, so every 2 minutes you can go somewhere on the map. So you can stay in the lane for 2 minutes, especially as Chunga. Like, you can use your bunny. I don't think I've seen him use this bunny once. And that's unfortunate, because that's one of the benefits to having Chunga. Chunga's passive is she can send her bunny back to the store while she remains in lane, and it takes a little time for the bunny to travel to and from, but like, you don't have to back. So you need to try to sustain in lane as long as possible to make use out of that passive. It's super good. Back to teleport. You should have this item completed around 7-8 minutes, because that's whenever you're going to start to see bigger and bigger team fights that you can participate and have an influence in. So I agree with that decision. It's unfortunate that you still have tier 2 of that item. Guan Yu's got full teleport as well. He's back in lane. Unfortunate. The game is pretty even right now. Your team is up by about 800 gold. Now like 900 gold. It's unfortunate. We see over here something kind of awkward. Fist of the Gods on Bastet. Oh my god. Bastet doesn't have any hard CC, so I could see that. Yeah. But like, your team is full of CC. You don't need that extra bit. You could probably benefit more from like Blink, which is what everybody is buying now. He's completely zoning you out right now. He is bullying you. He's 2 levels ahead. There's a little bit of spectator lag right now. Okay. You're gonna die here, and I'm going to tell you why before it even happens. 2 things. You got antsy that he wasn't letting you clear the wave, and you knew that you were going to have to deal with that in just a second, so you moved forward while you were pretty low on health. The second thing that you did is you used your Moonlit Waltz. Still at level 1, it is a 20-second cooldown, and he still has his ult available. There you go. May have been a misclick, something like that, but it was a little bit early. Alright, how's the rest of our team doing? 2 and 2 on Neath, 2 and 2 Sylv, 1 and 1 Thor, 0 and 2 Chunga, 0 and 0, so Ra's doing pretty decently. Vulcan has 3 kills though. They've been having lots of fights over here. Look at how much damage has already been taken to this tower 7 minutes into the game, like... Damn. Neath could just walk up there, hit it a couple of times, and be done with it. Oh, you lost your tower! Oh! Oh, man, that sucks so bad. Okay, so let's pull it back just a wee bit. And we're going to come over here. You have 15 seconds left to spawn. Because he bullied you in the wave, he actually managed to keep 2 of his archer minions alive because of the pressure. Solo lane, everything boils down. It's not about the big decisions you make in solo lane. It's about all of the tiny, itty bitty minute that seems harmless decisions that control whether or not you win the lane, because it's not necessarily determined by kills, because typically what you're going to see in solo is just a lot of dancing. There's no actual, there's not typically a bunch of action in solo lane until about 10-12 minutes, whenever the jungle finally is like, oh yeah, there's a solo lane that I should go assist. So whether or not you're ahead completely depends upon the tiny decisions that you're making. Because, all of this is happening right now. You died and you lost your tower because of one tiny decision that you made. And it just absolutely snowballed. And that's something that, that is very specific to solo lane. Because you don't really get a lot of help over here. You're they call it solo island for a reason. You're left alone for a really long time. You're expected to be able to, take care of your own. Alright, now we're sitting here. You are level 7. Your lane opponent is level 10, so he is absolutely demolishing you in lane right now. He is bullying you for everything you've got. He's come over here to ward to see if Thor is going to be ganking or not. Not much you can do in this situation. Guan Yu is going to be rotating now. He has full teleport, which means he's going to be participating in these fights over here, which is going to put a lot more pressure over here on your Neath, who's doing a pretty decent job up against here. Oh, whiff the ult. All the whiff of the ult. Use your Moonlit Waltz. Not a big deal. He's not looking to aggress on you, thankfully. He just wants to steal your stuff. He's trying to force as much as he possibly can out of you to get you to make these decisions to allow him freedom to either rotate out to the team fights or to steal your blue buff. He's doing everything that he can to screw you over. Also, you should be warding. Absolutely. Solo lane is the, I will preach about, and I guarantee you this, I will preach about wards every single episode of Bronze League Bravehearts because nobody buys them. And the people that actually don't ever ward or ever actually rotate whenever they can is solo lane. So, buy wards. The first back that you have, get teleport. If you have 100 gold left after purchasing whatever items you need to get, I know you want to buy 2 pots. Buy 1 pot and 1 ward, and you will feel so much better about yourself. Have vision. Especially since there's a Bastet. Unlike Thor, who's on your team, Thor can ult from Fire Giant, and nobody could, and Guan Yu couldn't see him unless he had a ward over here. you only have to worry about the Bastet ganks, which means that she has to jump. If she's going to surprise you, she's going to jump or blink into your lane. So warding the area next to your blue buff and warding the area next to their blue buff, sometimes, depending upon that particular jungler's pattern, warding the middle may be more beneficial. It just depends on where Bastet comes in from. Keep your area warded. Keep it warded, because sometimes solo lanes fake you out. It makes, like, they'll make you think that they're about to back off and go back to the base or do something like that. But really what they're doing is trying to distract you and make you think that way so that they can go steal your blue buff, because you feel comfortable now in clearing up the wave rather than be worried about whether or not your blue buff is still there. So keep that in mind. Who's teleporting in? It's the Guan Yu. I literally just stopped to talk about Guan Yu rotating in. And here he is. Is your teleport available? You have 42 seconds. There's absolutely no way that you're going to be able to make it over for this team fight. It sucks for your team, but this is your chance to kind of get ahead. You should have map awareness. You should see that he used teleport and that he's going into a team fight. Use this take this time to push out all the waves that you can, take his blue buff or his tower, because there's no way you're going to be able to make it to this team fight. That's another decision that you have to make as a solo laner. Like, if you have no opportunity to get over there, you have to make the best of your current situation, because your team's probably going to die. Takes out Thor, so there's 1 down, 2 down, double kill for Guan. You see, they're mad at you because you can't rotate. They're pinging the shit out of the map right now because they're mad at you for not rotating. But never fear. Don't feel bad for that decision. These fucking nerds don't understand that you can't. You actually can't. If you tried to rotate at this point, you're only level 9, so more than likely you're going to end up dead. You're actually doing your team a favor by staying in that lane and getting farmed. Absolutely. Sometimes don't listen to your teammates. There are sometimes if you had your teleport up and you didn't rotate, they would have every right to call you a nerd or a feeder or a noob, whatever. They would have the right because you have the opportunity to rotate and you chose not to. But in this moment, you don't have the opportunity, so you're making the correct decision. Your teammates aren't always right. I'm sure you know this though. I don't have to tell you that. Bunch of feeders, anyways. They're gonna get taken out here. And what are you doing? Back camps. Why are you doing back camps? Darling dearest. Darling. You have a whole lane over here to yourself. You saw Guan Yu got kills over there in left lane. What does that mean for you? Knowing that Guan Yu is in that lane, that, like, he's not in your lane. Your lane is absolutely free. You see all those people over there. They're on the other side of the map. They're not where you are. Take absolute advantage of that. That's, like, whenever I'm playing solo lane and I can see everybody on my mini-map over on the other side of the map, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take all their jungle. I'm going to clear this wave, and if I can't secure my tower, then I'm going to get into their jungle. I'm going to take their back camps. I'm going to take their speed. I'm going to take their blue. I'm going to look for mid camps, maybe push the mid wave, and then back, spend all the gold that I just made, and then get back to my lane and farm some more. It's just a little bit more efficient than coming here for back camps, because you're taking time that could be spent sitting. You could, like, literally sit right here and get passive golden experience from these creeps just by standing over here, but instead you're taking the time to travel back here to back camps, clear those, and then probably back? Because you're at half mana. No, okay, you are going to come back to the wave. Yes, they are available. Typically, you are going to get most of your farm from your wave, though, as solo laner. That's your job. Like, your jungler's kind of behind, too, so, like, you want to make sure if you are going to share camp, or if you are going to take one of the jungle camps, ping it, let him know that you're going to go for it, and typically he'll meet up with you. and he's a little bit behind, so that would have been the more courteous thing to do. You're not necessarily wrong for that. If they're available, and it's his bad for not having them clear, but still. Like, Guan Yu gets his blue for free. He gets his blue for free because, like, you decided to go over here. Alright, you have a little bit of mana. And you're gonna go on back. That is correct decision to be making here. Waves pushed up, Guan Yu's back. I would back there too. I want to take a second and appreciate some of these builds. What? What is Athena doing? Oh, there's just like missed things galore. Oh, that ult was unfortunate. I love Bronze League. Oh, I love it. Guan Yu's coming in. He's like, oh, and he's dead immediately. So, Guan Yu was doing a really good job in lane. Like, it looked like his decision making was pretty decent. It looks like it is a role that he plays a bunch because he knows how the lane mechanics work. I'm not sure what he was thinking riding into 4 people at basically full health. Good thing for you, though, because you could take this opportunity to push the wave. Actually, right here, since his blue buff is down and yours is about to come up, I would take this opportunity over the next couple of seconds and try to get as much tower poke in as possible. Sometimes as a solo laner, you can actually help out your team. If there's a lot of action happening over here, or if you see that they're going for a gold fury, poking other towers or like securing other towers while they're doing that can actually pull some of them off of it and allow your team a little more room in order to stop them or to secure the objective themselves if you can't make it over there. But your teleport is up, and if there was a ward here on your team, you could see that they were doing it. So I hope you rotate over once you see that they're doing it. Okay. Clear the wave. Taking tower shots. All right, you got the gold. Wait, you're on the red team. You can see that your team is doing it. They didn't need help. That advice would apply to Guan Yu, but he was dead. Lol, 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 lol. All right, you're getting scared. You're level 11. Guan Yu's level 14. He's still 3 levels ahead of you. Yeah, he's gonna hurt. But he's kind of just here for gold. It looks like he's going for his next item. He's not necessarily going to engage on you, considering he shouldn't have his ult. This is really greedy of Guan Yu. This is really greedy. Good, he's just going to get right out of there. Oh, never mind, he's coming back for it. Do you have your ult up? Your ult's up. Mustard. You guys probably could have gone in on it right there. Looked like Vulcan was trying to come over a little bit though, so it's whatever. You have finished Divine. Ow! God damn it, Binks! You finished Divine Ruin, and now you have shoes completed. Again, personal preference. I would not have built Divine first item up against Guan Yu. I would have gone Breastplate. I feel like that would have made your presence a little bit more, little more scary in lane. Something more of a force to be reckoned with for this Guan Yu. Because at that point you have protections on top of sustain.
Stop the destruction.
Your team is ahead by 2,100 gold, about 1,800 experience. A lot of that experience is being the reason why like the gold is like more than the experience is you're kind of just letting the experience die off over here. Thankfully, like, you guys would be a lot further behind in experience if, like, your team wasn't grouping up and actually making plays together. Alright, good job. Good job. What you're doing right now is amazing. Oh my god, look at it. You're rotating over. Alright, you saw that your lane mate was leaving the lane, and you followed them. I'm so proud of you. And the ult doesn't connect. Doesn't connect. Kind of difficult position right here. I don't know. I don't know what that team is doing. I really don't. I don't know what your team is doing, man. You did what you could there. Honestly, I would have saved my ultimate instead of trying to worry about the one person under tower. I would have been more concerned about like the other 5 members. As Chang'e, your ultimate's really special. The more people that you hit with it, the longer the stun is, especially for the last person, and it's a scaling stun. So the first person they're stunned for X amount. If you stun 2 people, they're stunned for different times. It's like a staggering effect. So the 5th person that gets hit, if you hit all 5 of the teammates, they're actually like stunned the longest. So it's a really fun mechanic like that, and it may have been better suited at a different point. But hey, you used your ult. You weren't an ult hoarder. I'm very proud of you for that. As a matter of fact, you saw your decision making right there was perfect. You saw that Guan Yu was rotating over, and you're like, all right, well if he's rotating to mid, I need to assist my team. So. Good deal there. Leaving Sylvanas to fend for his life. I'm not sure about your full health, full mana. You probably could have stayed there a little bit, but getting to your lane that is getting scarily pushed up. I do understand that thinking. I do. Damned if you do, damned if you don't in that situation. All right, you pushed it out a little bit. You're coming to join your team. Not really sure why. There's nothing to be had here. This is one of those moments in Smite where there isn't much to do. Like, your wave's relatively pushed up. These 2 buff camps are down. And we just finished a team fight. There's really no objective to be had here. Mid camps are still down. I would have stayed in lane a little bit longer. Grouping up is a good idea, but there's not really much action happening right now. You typically after your team fights. Oh my god. Typically after your team fights, you're going to see players going out to farm, to kind of either to compensate from a loss or to like get further ahead. You're going to be farming after these team fights. So rotating right now is not the best decision. It's not necessarily wrong either, but I think since you're so far behind Guan Yu, you'd probably be better served just staying in your lane and trying to get that tower down. Really awkward engagement right here on Rom. Rom actually may be lucky that you rotated. Oh, does it connect? And it hits the Cupid! Saving him for the time being. Why does Cupid... Oh my god! Cupid! Cupid, you have Devo Gloves! Attack Speed Boots and Fatalis. I'm surprised you even have a kill right now. Typically, Cupid is a trans god. I accidentally built Devo Gloves on him, but Transcendence is much better. Or you could do my Heavy Hammer Cupid start. Oh, the 3-man taunt is beautiful! Alright, tiny bit of damage. You are out of position. Let's slow down this team fight. There's a lot to talk about here. Alright. Missed. Missed auto. Missed auto. Missed auto. Missed auto. Bam. Alright. Your positioning in this team fight is a little awkward. And I'm going to show you where. I'm going to show you where it's awkward, baby. Okay. Why are you backing up? I guess maybe you're thinking about backing off here? Okay, who gets caught out first? Who backed? Thor backed. That's not good. He backed in front of their entire team, so of course they're going to engage on you here. Thor didn't need to back either. Oh, that's why you're going to get in trouble. Okay, your positioning is not very good right here. You are level 13, alright? Realize whenever you're rotating and you're going to go, like, assist a teammate or something like that, be very aware of what you're bringing to that, what your chemistry is bringing to that mix, because you're level 13, you're really far behind, and, being right here in the very front, in front of your Ra or in front of your ADC, and especially in front of your support, not a good thing, especially when there's an Athena. She's going to taunt you out of position. You're just going to get absolutely demolished by their burst. 3-man taunt on you. Tiny bit of damage there. See, you're trying to position yourself in the front. It looks like you're trying to like do a little bit of damage here. Whenever you go in to like help support a teammate, make sure like you guys are all in a really good position in order to engage there. Alright, you are going to pull back a little bit. Honestly, you could have aggressed at this point. Whenever the enemy decides to engage like that, okay, we're going to talk very, very basics here. When the enemy team is engaging upon you, what are they doing? They're using their abilities. They do not have infinite abilities. They have 5. I'm sorry, they have 4 abilities and a passive. They have 4 abilities. And once you see some of those being used, typically they're the ones that are going to like be the most damagey or secure or pull you out of position. You know that those abilities have cooldowns. Once the abilities are on cooldowns and you haven't taken too much poke and you still relatively have your entire kit, this is whenever you re-engage. Now, in Bronze, that's not something that you're typically going to learn for at least another couple of ranks. I didn't start learning re-engaging until, honestly, I hit, like, Gold. That's whenever I learned how to re-engage into fights, because you're kind of scared in Bronze. Like, let's just be honest, like, your heart's pounding, you're just like, oh, it's this game, and it matters because it's for points. So you're, like, in this, like, hyped-up mindset, and so any aggression onto that, if you haven't been playing so well, it's gonna kind of make you just mentally, like, be like, oh, on the defensive side, and that really keeps you from taking opportunities like this one. Like, Athena's taunt is down, and she's only level 10, so it's gonna be down for a while. They've already used a bunch of ultimates, and you guys really haven't. So, right now would be the time to re-engage. That's unfortunate. Oh, snap. She's dead. This entire team fight is just a clusterfuck of errors. And I don't, like, there's so much going wrong on both sides that it's anybody's guess as to who's gonna win it. I mean, it may just be a numbers thing. I mean, you guys are more dead. What? Are you kidding? That all was free! Thor! You're still alive. Why did you... Mustard, you're saving your ult for singular targets. You don't always have to get the ones that are right in front of your face. Typically, in a team fight, there are several bodies that you should be concerned about, and, like, you need to make sure you're getting as many people as possible. Oh, unfortunate. Right there, it looks like you auto'd. Just took too much poke. Do I see any anti-healing? Alright, we have Pestilence on Guan. And that's it. That's all they have for healing reduction. Oh my goodness. You can heal and you can heal and you can heal and you can heal. There's 4 healers on that team. And there's a singular Pestilence being built. That's uncomfortable. What are you going into next? Probably Chronos Pendant. I don't imagine you'll be building Doom Orb, or don't ever build Doom Orb, by the way. Any of you Bronze Leaguers, do not build Doom Orb. Just please don't. Just please don't. It's literally the worst item in the game. Literally. Absolutely useless. That and Heartseeker, and I'm so glad. I'm so glad Heartseeker is useless. You're still level 13. So you're 4 levels now behind Guan Yu. 17 minutes into the game. 0-3-1. You need towers right now. Your team seems to be having a hard time deciding when to leave a team fight, because that's what it appears most of this is. I mean, you guys are still technically ahead, but it would really help if you guys had more towers.
Killing spree.
Instead of going for gold, necessarily. Awkward ult. I guess it was just to keep him from doing any damage to you. Either use your ult or use your 2. You don't need to do both. Is your team gonna go for this? Who's zoning? Just 2 nerds? Alright, where are you at? Your teleport is down. Push that tower! Oh, sweet. Why is this happening? What is happening over here?
Double kill.
And why are you going around the long way? Is your ult available? No, it's not up for 36 seconds because you used it on him over here. Why are you going in? Okay.
Smells like someone's cooking up a killing spree.
Another one of the common issues that we'll probably be talking about here on Bronze League Heroes is, Bronze League Bravehearts. What we're going to be talking about a lot is your decision making, because decision making, shut up, so that affects you at all levels of play, and that's something that even the pros work on to this day. Rotations are exceptionally difficult, especially for new people, because you have cost. You have a cost analysis to do, alright? Cost-benefit analysis. You just use your ult over here to keep the Guan Yu from harassing you at all. And then, once you saw that he was rotating to that team fight, yes, your first instinct, I guess, is to rotate over with him, but really the only thing Chang'e can offer in a team fight is that ultimate. That ultimate can change the course of a team fight, and since you already used yours and you're level 13, the best decision in this instance would have been to stay here and farm. Let your team handle that. You need to take towers, be looking at buffs still even, but really your objective is trying to get that tower down. Because since that, another thing that kind of suggests that would be the better decision to make is because there's a lot of action happening over here on the side of the map. If you start going to take a tower right now, it's tier 1 isn't that big, but it may be enough to change Guan Yu's mind to come back to you and try to defend his tower. So you're technically helping your team just by pushing this tower as well. Chang'e, like, if she doesn't have her ult in a team fight and she doesn't have her Moonlight Waltz, she's not really doing very much. Her 1 and her 3 don't start doing real damage until far later in the game. At least, you gotta be at least level like 17, 18 to really start scaring people with those tiny bits of damage. So they just cleaned you guys out. And now they're doing what F. calls stuff after the stuff, which means they're taking all that is available to them and is safe for them to secure. What is he doing? So all you guys have remaining are your tier 2 towers. Smite is not just a game of killing each other. It's not just a game of playing gods and just using abilities and grouping up and killing each other. That's half of what Smite is. The other half are your objectives. What is the main objective of this game? The main objective is to kill the Titan. That's how you win. That is your #1 objective. So how is it that you get to said Titan? Well, you have lots of towers to chew through. You have 2 in each lane and then a Phoenix. So at 19 minutes, I would like to see you guys grouping up. Since Gold Fury's down, Fire Giant's still available. It's really too early, especially since your team's really far behind. I mean, you are all level 13. Oh my goodness. You are all level 13 except for your Ra, who's level 19. Which is pretty, he's fed. He's super fed, so you could be making some pretty ballsy plays here. Since he's so far ahead, you could take towers insanely easy. Just use your heal on the minions and then push the waves. Taking out towers is sometimes far more beneficial than killing players. Keep that in mind. Thor's like, "Fuck you. Don't you touch me." Thor doesn't like being touched either. It really sucks whenever you're in solo lane and you get your tower pushed out first, because then you have to be concerned about your tier 2. You have to be concerned about your lane leaving. Oh my god, see look, 20 minutes, and we got our second Bastet gank of the day. Unfortunate. You still had your ult available there? It really probably wouldn't have, it would have only bought you a few moments of time though. But if you used your ult, you could have captured like her cats and both of them and kept you guys safe. They just walked right past Bastet. Oh, sweet baby Jesus. Guan Yu's huge right now. He's just bullying everybody. But a lot of people like to blame in this game. It's the blame game, really. Whenever like it starts to really look like you guys aren't gonna win, like your team's gonna be like, they're gonna look at whoever's got the most kills, and then they're going to immediately assume that the cause for them having so many kills is because you didn't do your job, and that's not necessarily true. You made a few errors in the early game, and it caused him to get bigger. And it allowed him to rotate. Like, him rotating over to those team fights, you don't have control over that. Like, how they interact in that situation is really more their fault. But you do see, like, what these tiny choices can do. It can just completely turn a game for the worse. Once the solo laner has been unleashed, it's really hard to get him under control again. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. That was a positioning error as well. You guys don't have wards at all. You've got one ward right here, ward right here. Don't have any over here in your lane. There hasn't been a lot of action, but still. I always try to keep at least the basic on the board. Whenever I'm in solo lane, I don't buy a lot of sentries unless I know for a fact that they have a ward right there. Or nearby. I'm just gonna speed it up a little bit. Kind of see what's going on over here. Looks like your team has no idea what to prioritize. It's 22 minutes into the game. Everybody should be grouping. Like, farming, the time to farm has well passed. Alright, you're coming to save your teammate. That will always get you killed. Oh, unfortunate. Unfortunate misuse. Oh, she used fist on her too. Oh, oh. Oh. Oh, that hurt my soul. That hurt my soul for you. They're steamrolling. The rotations by your team are really lazy. I hate it whenever Roz put their heals up there for damage. Don't use your heal for damage, ever. Just don't do it, baby. Like, you could have saved Thor's life if you used the heal back on your tower and healed him up, because then he can use his abilities. Alright, tier 2 taken out. You got Cupid working on this mid one right here. Not sure why Neath decided to ult that. There's nothing you can do at this point. Alright, 24 minutes into the game. It's looking like it's blue team's game. And that's very fair to assume, looking at just how they're 8k ahead, 16k experience. That's what's killing you guys the most. Like, it's not necessarily the goal. That it is an 8k lead, which is difficult to come back from. It's not impossible, it's difficult, but it's the experience that's killing you guys right now. I mean, they've got a level 20, a 19, a 18, a 17, and then a 14. You guys have 20, and then the highest levels after that are 15, and then 14 and 13. So, like, the level gap is killing you guys really bad right now. So, 23 minutes into the game, the Gold Fury is almost at its peak for how much golden experience it can give you. So I would be trying to push for one of those. Get your team together, have them stay grouped up, try to push gold, maybe team fight, see if you can't pick off maybe one, maybe two people, and then go for a gold. That'd help you guys out a lot. Also, these towers, these tier 1s, they're not worth as much as your tier 2s, but it's enough to give you a little bit of a boost. It's enough to give you and your team maybe just that little bit of extra gold in order to finish an item. But really, you're looking at an experience issue here. The game's not over yet. It's not absolutely sealed in fate that blue is going to win. There's still plenty of opportunities to be had, especially if you guys can somehow get them to die while they're doing fire. That's a typical thing that you see a lot in ranked. Like, a big team fight happens, most of your team dies, but if one person has like an ability that, like an AoE, like a huge circle ult or something like that, if they can get the low people at Fire Giant, it can at least stall a game long enough, you know, for you guys to catch back up. Because like I was saying earlier, eventually your XP difference doesn't matter, because then everybody's starting to be level 20. Not in this case, unfortunately, since there's so many people only at level 15. Ra's really big, and so that means that he's a huge target. He's got a huge red mark on his forehead. He's like your only hope for a carry at this point. Taking a little bit of poke. Got the ult. Very nice. He's got Mystical Mail, and that's hurting so bad. Do you have it available? Oh, don't auto! Oh, yes! You missed the stun. Alright. In that situation, you played to the best of your ability at that point. I don't think there's, other than not engaging, like, there's no way that you weren't gonna die there, and that's okay. You did everything that you could to stay alive. Had you been maybe a higher level, or maybe had a few more items on the board, you probably would have been able to survive that. Looks like they're just gonna siege this right Phoenix. They're gonna push this right here. I don't know why your team's over here dicking around for a tier 2. Get out! Like, your Phoenix, man! The Phoenix! They're not even attacking the Phoenix. Alright, now they are. Alright. Oh, good ult, good ult, good ult! You got 2 of them. Very nice, very nice. They haven't gotten it down yet. They don't have their ADC because he's way over there, so it's going to take them forever. Just keep attacking, keep spamming. Sylva's going to die here. Unfortunate. It looks like you're, it kind of looks like you're using your 2 out of panic. Try to remember that has a really low cooldown on it, and it's really OP. Okay, instead of going over there to worry about the Phoenix that's already gone down, I would definitely come assist this lane. I would have assisted it a little bit sooner. Why is Thor ulting? Alright. Alright. I would have waited to ult her. Oh, unfortunate. This is a really rough game, Mustard. They have additional frontline. They don't have to worry about just Athena taking the brunt of the damage. They have Guan Yu to assist in that, and that's one of the downsides to picking a mage solo. Mage solo can be really good. But if they have more frontline, if they get ahead, then they've got 2 meat shields to worry about. This should be free for them. Unless... Okay. Secured. This should be the end of the game. I don't know why Raw is all the way out here.
If you look up the word divine in a dictionary, you'd find a picture of bacon.
Barreling down mid.
For the show.
Final push. Oh my god, that ult! Alright.
Enemy team is gone.
That's unfortunate. Alright, let's take a look at the end screen right quick. Oh, poor Mustard. 10 times. Are you going for mailer renewal? I mean, it's actually not too bad. I mean, it's got lots of health. Protection. Alright, you were finally going breastplate. Okay. Yeah. Alright. When it comes to your builds, the number one thing that I would say, I mentioned it earlier, if you are a solo mage and you're going up against a solo warrior, or a solo assassin, or a solo ADC, build Bancrofts, not Bancrofts, build breastplate. Breastplate of Valor first. Get your Vampiric Shroud, and then get tier 1 of that, and then just build into that item, have that completed. That way, it's the first thing that's done, so it's going to give you the most benefit throughout the rest of the game. Divine Ruin is not giving you that much benefit because it has very weak amount of power. It's got very little lifesteal. It has 150 mana. Like, the stats on it are it kind of sucks. The only reason you get that is to reduce the healing. Well, Guan Yu is a singular person. You don't really, I mean, he's gonna heal himself. I would much rather see you survive his Talu's assaults and his ultimates than have you reduce his healing. It's gonna be much more beneficial to you all around. The rest of your build's fine. Absolutely fine. These items are pretty key on Chang'e. The second thing that I saw was just, it looked like you were unsure about how to manage pressure. Like, I saw you fumble a little bit in the beginning, where, like, you had a little bit of pressure on Guan Yu, but, like, you didn't know what to do with it at that point. And then he applied a little bit of pressure back onto you in the lane, and you didn't really know how to do it. I had that same problem whenever I still sometimes have that problem whenever I'm playing ranked. If I get punished hard enough, early enough, it's going to affect the way that you're thinking about the game for the rest of the game, unless you actively try to counteract that. So if you get bullied on a little bit, don't let it go to your head so much. Essentially is what I'm trying to get across to you. I still don't understand this Cupid build. We got Devo, Ninja Tabby, Hasten Fatalis, Aussie, Deathbringer, and Rage. I don't know. That's just, he's like, items. I just want these items. He went 9-2, so he's probably gonna think that that's a good thing. That's unfortunate. Maybe he needs to come be on Bronze League Heroes one day. We'll show him how it goes. Let's take a look at your stats really quick. Oh my gosh. You got punished so hard. Your whole team was having issues, and then Ra was getting way too ballsy at the end. Started dying a bunch. Like I said, just a little bit of a rearrangement on your build, and other than that, your positioning, try not to let early game errors get to your head throughout the rest of the game, because then that kind of ensures that you're going to lose, or that ensures you're going to perform poorly if you let that get into your mindset. Like, mindset's a big deal. If you guys would like to be a part of the Bronze League Heroes, we have a command here at twitch.tv/smitten, and all you have to do is sign up for it, and we're going to try to be doing this every day on stream. My end goal is to make half the stream gameplay, half the stream Bronze League Bravehearts, or some sort of commentary. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you comment and subscribe, and let me know how it is and how you like it, and I will see you guys next time.